Do foreigners think American accents are sexy like we think their accents are? Well, after reading a bunch of replies to your question, if I ever make it to Europe, I'm going to avoid talking aloud as much as possible. Irish person here. There are definitely some American accents that I like the sound of. Boston. A proper southern drawl. And LA cholo. Hope that's not offensive. But sexy, on a woman? No, I wouldn't call it that. Not that it sounds particularly unsexy either. It just doesn't evoke that kind of reaction. Bear in mind that we are constantly hearing your accents on TV, so they are not unusual and interesting to us in the way that other foreign accents are. As an American from Massachusetts, I can't imagine anyone finds the Boston accent sexy. I lost mine years ago. When I lived in Germany and spoke English with my American accent, locals treated me like I was a bit dumb. But when I spoke fluent German with my American accent, I would often be told how lovely it sounded. I'm sure it depends. I doubt hearing the phrase, "Pak the CAH in Havad Yad," is much of a panty dropper. Not really. I think it's because American media, movies, music, podcasts, etc., are consumed so heavily by us that it's not particularly novel or different listening to it. On the other hand, as an English man who spent a year or so in the US, I was very grateful you liked our accent. Definitely punched well above my weight for just speaking for a year. Life was good. I've been to London a couple times, and a few women said they liked my accent. New England, generic American. A few older men at the pubs detected my accent and wanted to discuss the Revolutionary War. As if that might still be a sore subject. My accent didn't seem like a liability. And of course I was being as polite as possible. In Paris everyone was perfectly nice to me. I'm from the US and live in the UK. My mild Midwestern American, almost Canadian accent comes up frequently in conversation. Gets many compliments. And makes up for my generally boring personality. American who lived in Germany here. I have always assumed my accent made me sound like an idiot. While I was in Germany, when I spoke German, I was frequently told my accent was beautiful. I met a couple people from Australia while I was there, and they told me several times that I sounded like a Hollywood star. It was weird. I still think I sound stupid when speaking English. A fake? No. But I know many people who say they think the American accent is sexy when speaking their language. Which makes sense. Because usually we don't think of, say, a Spanish accent as sexy when the person is speaking Spanish, but do find it sexy when they're speaking English. However, it could be less about the accent itself being sexy and more about the cultural weight certain accents are given and how they're perceived and valued by the listener. Distinguishing between the two would be very difficult. I once had a Briton get so flirty with me because of mine. He found the use of the word candy instead of sweets really endearing. Me personally, yes. I like hearing different accents. Other people, probably not. While staying in a hostel in New Zealand and eating dinner with a couple. She was from Poland and he was from France, I believe. I was told listening to me talk was like watching a movie. The Polish girl in particular was kind of flabbergasted when I would talk. Almost starstruck. Now I don't think they thought it was sexy per se. More novel to hear someone speaking with an American accent in real life. When I was in Italy with a former exchange student buddy, all his friends kept saying I talk like John Wayne. I was flattered even though I'm sure they didn't mean it in a nice way. Midwestern dirty talk has entered the chat. Depends? Talking in Anglesey or my language? In English it is alright, I'll guess. Nothing else specially go after or anything. But I'll find whatever accent Harley Quinn has to be super interesting and could hear someone with that accent talking for hours. In my language? I am really sorry. But not really. TBH. Though I'll love people that try to speak my language. The US accent is not on my top 10 of sexy foreign accents. But if this serves as consolation, you people are still higher than the Canadians. Some regional accents from my own country, and I also have never heard Harley Quinn speaking in my language. So you people still have a chance. To the power of n 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 to the power of n. As a Canadian with the general American accent, my feelings are hurt. I used to work for a European company with an office in the US. I have a Midwest accent but only comes out in certain words, and I try not to allow it into me. Customer service, voice. 90% of people I spoke to over the phone were European. They would sometimes tell me they really liked my accent. Others would ask me if I was European and where I was from, which was bizarre. It happened kind of frequently. And then some people I feel deaf treated me like I was stupid based on my accent. It took me a while to figure out certain UK jargon, like saying hike for the letter H or Z, or saying double 1 inch instead of just 1. But I feel like after I adapted to the language I was treated way better. Probably because I didn't get confused, and further the case for Americans being dumbasses, lol. LMAO, I can't imagine anyone liking my North TX accent. Tears of joy. That Southern Belle accent. Pinched fingers.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.